Salutations and good morrow everyone, welcome back to another grounded update video where today we are going to be going over a couple of the things that were added to the game that a lot of people aren't either using or they just don't know that are there. But what I will say is that these may have been added into the game inside of the game's code, but they are not ready for you guys to craft them yet. But they are things that are coming to the game, and we're going to start with Mr. Grindo here. So Mr. Grindo right here says you can add things to it. It doesn't actually let you add anything to it yet, but if you go into the creative mode and then you go and unlock all blueprints using command dev codes, you will be able to build this grinder. Now, what it says inside of the good old wiki here, it says grinds up certain items into juice. Insects really hate the noise it makes when it's running, which means there is going to be something in the game that is going to start directing insects' attention to you depending on the amount of noise that it makes. It could end up making a lot of bugs around you more hostile to you, but like I said, this isn't fully integrated into the game yet, so you can't actually put things in it yet. I've tried putting all sorts of things in there just to see if anything would work. I've tried to put all of these different items in there and none of them are actually working inside of the grinder. I don't know, maybe I have to put something here first, but like I said, I don't think it's fully integrated yet, but it does look really cool. I do like how it looks, and I cannot wait to see what else comes with it as well. Okay, so moving on, the next things that I want to talk to you guys about are some of the other items that were added. The buoyant marker, it's pretty cool. You guys may already know about this. They didn't add any more good old marker icons in there yet, but the buoyant marker, this can be put anywhere. I like that it's a light, but it is supposed to be used in the water. I think it's a little buggy that you can use it outside of the water, but hey, there it is. And then obviously the floating foundation, but we've already gone over that in another video. So that is enough for things that are actually buildable. Now let's talk about weapons and stuff and go over updates on weapons that you guys have seen or that you guys have heard me talk about in the game to see if anything has updated in 4.0. So let's start with the good old Mosquito needle here. Now the Mosquito needle is going to be an actual weapon that is used after defeating a mosquito. It says a fast, deadly rapier that mimics the functionality of a mosquito's blood-sucking tool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and equip this bad boy right to 3 here. And let's put it on. So what it is, you see that Pete is holding this weapon in one hand, and when he attacks, he uses it a lot like you would a spear. So he just kind of does like a stabbing motion with it, but it is very, very quick. Okay, you'll notice that it's very fast. It's almost one of the fastest weapons in the game, par the daggers themselves. So it is only fitting to know that this is soon going to become a very sharp, very pointy weapon. Hopefully it's going to have a skill like when you're using it, maybe you get something called like Bloodlust or something that allows you to recover some health from it, or something like that, maybe vampirism. I'm not sure. Something like that where it has to do with the actual needle of the mosquito being a giant straw, more or less. But still, it's pretty cool. The textures on it have been updated. It's kind of hard to see, but with one that you can see the textures that are updated on it, which makes me believe we're going to be getting these weapons soon, is the Dragonfly Slayer. Alright, so the Dragonfly Slayer is a lot bigger. It's a big old heavy weapon, okay, and it's very slow to swing. It's the slowest thing to swing in the game, even slower than the Sim-Alot, but it is one of the weapons that used to do the most damage. Now, going back in here and let's look at the Dragonfly Slayer. The damage and the stun has been completely removed from this. These used to be both at max, okay? It says it is far too big to be called a sword, massive, thick, and heavy, and far too chewy, requires a large amount of guts to wield in battle. Now, the reason why it says it's far too chewy, guys, if we go over to tools, and we look at how to actually make it, it has something called steel gum in it and a bee stinger. Now, the bee stinger, I'm going to believe that the bee stinger is going to be the handle of this weapon and that the steel gum is actually going to be what is used, kind of like a giant sword. I could be completely wrong, but it sounds like it would be a smart addition to the game. And also, this is the only tier 4 weapon that we currently know about in the game. It is the only thing in the code and is the only thing that's actually there for us to look at. It used to have awesome damage, it used to have awesome stun, but that's since been removed. And like I said, the texture's been slightly slightly updated here. Not a whole lot really, but it has been updated slightly. Pete doesn't even hold on to it with both hands, but I think that this weapon is still in development and it will be coming very soon, but we cannot give an exact date on when it's going to come. I'm assuming when the bees get updated, because like I said, it does require a bee stinger in order to make, and it's going to be really cool to finally get a tier 4 weapon. But that begs the question of what in the game are we going to have to fight that is going to require a tier 4 weapon. You guys let me know that whatever you think down in the comments down below of other bugs and or animals or whatever that could be added to the game that could require a tier 4 weapon. Okay, so obviously we've gone over lots of melee weapons. You guys know that the awesome bone trident that was added, that has become quickly one of the best weapons in the game, and then obviously the lantern as well that you can use in both hands. But I want to talk to you guys about an additional ranged weapon that is currently in the code that's going to be coming to the game. Now you guys can see it in my inventory under slot 4. It is called the Harpoon gun, and it used to have a heck of a better artwork, more or less, than what it does now. Now you can see that is literally just a bag in the hand that Pete is holding. You can see him holding it what looks to be like some sort of gun, but right now it is just a bag. They've done this. They've removed the texture out of the game because they are not prepared to show anybody else this. If you guys go back and check some of my older videos, you guys will actually be able to see what it looks like, but right now you will not be able to use it. But one of the bonuses that comes with the good old harpoon gun that you can see right here, you can see the small picture there with it, is that the harpoon gun is actually going to come with a couple different types of harpoon bolts. It has the standard harpoon bolt, a rigged bolt for use with the harpoon gun, and then there is also going to be a poison harpoon bolt, and there's going to be a gas harpoon bolt. Both of these things have been in the game before, and I cannot wait to see them going forward. But right now, like I said, this stuff is in development. It's not ready. It's not really ready. You see that it takes strider legs in order to make the harpoon bolts. I'm assuming that that's going to change a little bit more as well once they actually full round develop this, and it needs a little bit something else to make it, because I cannot assume that a strider leg is going to be strong enough just as its own to be sharpened and turned into a harpoon bolt. That's just in my own thoughts there. But like I said, those are the newer weapons that have been added to the game. I forgot to read you guys the good old description of this. A versatile ranged weapon. Its unconventional firing mechanism allows it to be used underwater, so it's going to use a leech sac. So what I will say, the reason why we do not have these yet in the water update, guys, is because they require the water striders or pond striders and leeches in order to make these two weapons. So what I'm thinking is they haven't put them in yet because the leeches and the pond striders programming were not quite done yet when they released this test server for us, and that maybe they are right now working on this in their own development build while we are testing the current pond stuff. It would make sense that the Obsidian team would be working on fixing our bugs and over here developing their own stuff at the same time. So not only when the November update, mid-November, when this update comes out, is full and large and beefy with everything that we've done, and it doesn't have any crashing problems, and it doesn't delete our saves, and Xbox players don't have all the issues that they've been having and all of that, it will also show all of these other weapons and maybe 2 new bugs with some new items added to the game as well, which would be awesome. Do I think bees and mosquitoes are going to be coming? No, I do not think those are going to be coming out in this next update, but more about that in another video. But let's move on to one last thing that is currently in the code that is hard to see, that you can only get by entering in an admin code, research all items. Okay, what that does is it researches all the resources in the game, giving you things that are weird, like the steel gum. See, look, it goes into the Dragonfly Slayer, these lab chairs that aren't really there. But if we scroll all the way down here, there's something that catches my attention. Now inside of the code, to actually spawn this, it is to spawn a wizard's hat, which is strange for you to think that why would we spawn a wizard's hat, and it comes out to look just like the marksman's cap. You guys know, the nice black one that has the bird feathers that are made out of it, but this is what it's supposed to look like. The marksman cap, a finely crafted hat adorned with inky black strand crow feather, well suited for a hero that strikes from far. This makes sense, but what I will say is that this hat resembles more of the wizard hat that we are supposed to be able to spawn. Now what I will say, when you actually use the admin code to spawn it, it just brings in a normal crow feather cap, so that is why I have left it out and have not actually spawned it in. But looking at this lets me know we are going to be getting some different styled hats and different styled armor that could be coming to the game that really could change playstyles. I mean, think about it. We got the Koi armor, and it completely changed one of the best armors in the game, if not being the best armor in the game, because of the skills that it comes with, the defense, and all around niceness of the armor and bonuses that it provides with static and also passive bonuses. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, please smash that like button for me to let me know you guys want to see more of this awesome game. I cannot wait to make more of it for you guys, and I cannot wait to keep on making videos for you guys. And I will always be doing that until this game has dead and gone and or fully released and we have finally capped everything that comes to Grounded. But until then, make sure you guys comment down below, like the video, subscribe today, bell notification to all, and as always, I will see all of you guys in the next one.